What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and we have some breaking news around the Kansas City Chiefs. As if we already didn't just go through a lot with the 53-man roster. There is some updated information on wide receiver Rashee Rice. Adam Schefter tweeted recently, literally just minutes ago, the NFL is aiming for at least a potential 6-game suspension for Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice for violating the league's personal conduct policy, sources tell ESPN. The suspension would kick in at the start of the season. So this really explains why the Kansas City Chiefs did what they did with the 53-man roster. And really, that's kind of what I talked about in my video, is the fact that they must have had an inkling or an idea or had been given some information on when this suspension was going to kick in. And obviously, they're dealing with some injuries. We know through training camp, we know in the most recent games, and really in the most recent practice, we've had some guys that are really kind of banged up just a little bit. You know, Jalen Royals dealing with a knee injury. Hollywood Brown was really kind of going through some ankle stuff. You have some other guys that are kind of just really kind of dealing with some little things here and there. So it makes sense to why the original 53 that came out had 8 wide receivers. And I also think, too, as we kind of progress through this, it makes sense to why Robert Tonyan maybe was put in the position he was in. Because now they may consider adding him back. There are a lot of things that are going to be coming about with this information we just received. So it does make sense, again, why the wide receiver room was designed and constructed the way it was through the 53. They must have been aware of this information. They must have been given a heads up. Hey, this is probably going to happen now at the beginning of the season. In the grand scheme of things, I truly believe that this is a better situation for the Kansas City Chiefs in the long term because you're not guessing. You're not trying to figure out, okay, we have a deadline to have, a determination, and we're going to see how many games he gets, when he gets those, middle of the season. At this point, there's a good chance it's going to happen. You're just trying to iron out how many games. And again, they're stating that it's probably going to be 6 games. So that up front, the 6 games are going to be without Rashee Rice. Then that helps you kind of forecast and prepare for the playoffs when he comes back. So I'm glad we're at least kind of getting some of this information and truthfully to kind of get it over with. And I don't want it to sound negative. I don't want it to sound like I don't want to put anything on the people that experienced what they experienced. I think it was a tragedy and it really was just not a good situation. But this to kind of continuously be looming and just the mystery of what's going to happen, I think as a fan of the sport, specifically with the Chiefs, I think this is just kind of like dragging along. And so it needs to get over with and we need to get past it. And I think, he's going to start kind of being a positive light in the community and hopefully making better decisions as he's moving forward. So that is going to be this video. It's going to be short and sweet. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. When is this going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And as always, I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.